Welcome to our viewers worldwide. I'm Becky Anderson with Randy Kay and our special coverage of the aftermath of the Japanese earthquake and tsunami. Now, the country is dealing with two natural disasters at the same time, and that is a huge challenge. Robert Jensen assists disaster recovery. He's an expert who has directed response efforts to numerous incidents from Haiti to Indonesia, and he joins us now from Houston, Texas. What are the major challenges as you see them at this point?
Yeah, Becky, there's several challenges. Really, there are three disasters they're facing. They have the natural disasters of the earthquake and the tsunami. They also have the nuclear emergency, which in and of itself would be a disaster. What they're facing right now is coordinating the right resources to do life-saving activity, get food, staples to people who need them, rescue people who are in risk of dying, and then start to come up with a plan to rebuild. Unfortunately, all those things have to be managed at the same time, and that takes a lot of coordination and work.
How well prepared will officials in Japan have been?
Well, I think Japan as a country, their officials, their prime minister, have prepared as well as any country can, but the scope and scale of this disaster is such that it's going to test even the best prepared government. I think they prepared as best as they could. Given their infrastructure, there's only so many resources any country can devote to have ready for a response, because you've got to take care of day-to-day business as a government. And I think they've dedicated, before the earthquake, the appropriate level of training and planning, but now the fact is no country alone would have the resources to respond to this crisis alone. They've got to have help.
It's after midnight now. We're nearly 30 hours in after the initial earthquake. And frankly, our correspondents on the ground telling us that they've been able to discover very little, and little is known about many thousands of people at this point. How difficult, how long will this recovery be, and how much help will they require?
Well, a couple things. The recovery will never end. For the people that are involved, this will go on a lifetime. This is not something that will go away in the immediate effects for probably 12 to 18 months. Getting food, getting water, life-saving, that's going to probably come to a standstill or a momentum or a non-momentous period in about another week to 10 to 14 days. That by then, the people that are going to be saved should be saved. Systems should be in place to get food and water, but then the rebuilding will become a process that's going to take a lot of time. And unfortunately, that's about the same time that all the international teams move out. It's not glamorous anymore, it's not exciting, and that's when the country's really going to need help, because there's only so many earth-moving machines in a country. There's so many structural engineers in a country. The finances are going to be a huge drain, because you've got to start from scratch. They're going to have to decide, do they even rebuild some of these communities?
Robert Jensen joining us this afternoon. We thank you very much indeed for joining us, sir.